Hi, everyone. Welcome to our introduction course on anatomy and physiology. We're going to learn this semester on how your body works. It's a fundamental class. Very, very cool. Most of the class is online. We're going to use Canvas, as you can see back here. That's the portal that opens Canvas. I mean, that's my dashboard, they call it. So if you get in there and you can log in, you can get going with our class. And see this here? This is our class right there. So if I go to the right place, I can actually click on that thing and we're going to go to the class. And look at that. I can actually put it in student view. So we have a nice little bar around it. Perfecto. So here we go. That's the class. We can see that's the front page after you enter it. You can see a little banner here. You can see the announcements up here, welcome letter. This letter I texted you also, that goes to things that help you with the class if you have problem with internet or laptop and things like that. Then on this side here, we got different views. You know, there's a calendar with all the do stuff in it. Here's to-dos. This is first week stuff that you can see. So you can see that in this format on the front page as a home page here. And then down in here, you got multiple links. You can hear a little bit about me. And then you have a video, which I'm making right now, the new one. And then here you go right into the course material, which I'm going to go briefly in a minute. You also have a syllabus link directly here. You also have a Zoom session of the first week. I talk about Zooms. We're gonna do this is online. So then we're also going to do Zooms. We're going to have a Zoom on Monday, which previews the week. And then we're going to have a Zoom on Sunday, which is a Q&A session that I sort of do. I'm trying to do. I've just thought about it. So it's the first time we're doing that. They're not mandatory. I do record them, at least the Monday one, the preview. But of course, when we get the people who show up on those, we have deeper discussions and we can take the material further a little bit or have answers and questions. And so it's usually a pretty helpful thing, those Zooms. And we'll see on Sundays the due dates of the material. I figured if I do a Q&A Zoom on Sunday afternoon, early afternoon, then maybe that might be helpful. So we'll see if that's something that is useful or not. And then what else we got there? We also, besides the Zooms, we have a few in-person optional labs where we do some dissections, and we also talk about the muscles and bones there because that's very tactile. So that's very helpful to learn that way with touching and talking about it. So those are the links. Then we also have study tools. We're going to go there right in a minute as well. That's just a link to that page. And then this is kind of cool. The Zoom link, group study Zoom link. It's a Zoom that's always open. And you guys can just click here if you want to work together and study together virtually. And you can just meet up on that link if you want. And so, you know, sometimes it's used, sometimes not used that much, but it's here, which is great. On this side here, we got multiple links. The home brings you back to this. The announcements brings you to this kind of stuff, just all of them. On the homepage, it only shows like a few. So if they keep coming, then here you have all of them. And then the modules is where we go in to the class. Proper modules means kind of folders. That's how the class is organized. Most of them are weekly. Some of them are not weekly. The first one is not weekly. We have the orientation and the learning tools. The learning tools talks a little bit about flashcards in here. We have an activity in there, you know, how we study, what kind of learning styles we have, etc. I want you to, you know, think about that a little bit as we get started with this material. And for me, it's also helpful to be able to talk to you a little bit about like methodology like flashcards that are really helpful to memorize things. Some of the classes memorization, even though I do have my tests are open books, I'm not that heavy on memorization, but you know, it comes in anyway. And then I have the textbook material. I have basically over the years created booklets with the material I've taught this class for over 2 decades, and so I've, and I've been in the field for over 3 or so decades, and so I've been around this material a long time, and so I consolidated and material the different books and sort of took the main things out and did a lot of a picture book sort of format with links, with minimal text, and then links to video, barcodes to video, which explain everything. And the videos I have as a format, I talk to the computer format, but also an in-class version as well. And so that's what's in those booklets. And then also additionally, the material that also comes with it is integration material, like all printed stuff that comes with that the class uses basically. So that's that portion here. And then lastly, here in this learning tool module, we talk about the tutoring link, the tutoring. The Merit has a tutoring department, and that's very good. And through there, you can look and get set up with them. So that's great. Then the second thing is orientation. In the orientation module or folder, we have the syllabus. We have how do you talk to me. My best communication way is via text. I think you probably already, some of you noticed that. I also do put announcements up, and I try to send the emails. Oh, if you want to change your emails, somewhere here there is a thing where you can change your email. Somewhere here. Oh, here. See, if you want to change your Peralta email to another email, go right to this link in here, because I personally know myself, if I have too many emails, I miss a whole bunch of stuff. But I also text. So the main communication for me is texting. I want you to have my text number and use it. That's very important for me in a class like this, that you guys had access to me and you can talk to me when you need to, or text me at least. Talking visual telephone might be a little difficult depending on the volume of everything. Syllabus here, I already mentioned that. How to best, we talked about that. Oh, and then the other thing here is diversity. I'm very, very big on diversity and inclusivity. So it's very important for me that everybody feels welcome, that everybody feels like it's an okay environment to share. We have a little activity around that. So please, start looking around there as well. So that's the introduction, orientation, and then we go right into weeks and see here week 1. We have week 2, we have week 3, and then we have a test. And that's what we see so far. So inside the weeks, everything is sort of organized in introduction, learning, applying, and lab. Those go together. And then a wrap up. The introduction just kind of gives us an overview, what's going on. Then there we have a Zoom recording, what assignments do we have. And then in the learning section, we mainly, week 1 is a little different because you have a lot of sort of like house cleaning type stuff, but mostly we have these video lectures here, 2 formats. Again, I talk into the computer or I'm in the classroom. And then below that, I have the main concept spelled out with bullet points. And so you can click to these and you get the main bullet points that we're talking about. And so that way you kind of have a format, even, to get exposed to the information, and it more and more gets consolidated into bullet point format, into memorizing type structures that you can then use for flashcards if you want, or just that way you don't have to read a big old textbook. It's not an English class, it's an anatomy class. So it's about, learning about the body. So that's in the learning section. Week 1 again has, let me do week 2 because week 1 has a whole bunch of stuff. So that's this one, and then we apply it. So each week has a questions laid behind the lecture, and these are in a quiz type format, which is great because that's how the tests are. Oh, we can't see that yet. That's how the tests are ultimately. So you're used to that format. The questions you can do over and over again, and then a higher score counts. And behind there, there's videos that explain everything. So you don't really have to worry about, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. It's like, no, we'll hold a hand through it and do that. Then here I have a few integration exercises more, but then we very often have discussions, and discussions are when we online talk to each other. So like we integrate some of the beginning ones. I have an understanding ones where some questions, some key concepts I want you to understand. And so you write about it or you make a video. You don't have to write, you can make a video. We can be open for that, or even an audio. So that's all trying to be inclusive. You know, sometimes it's hard to write. For me to write is really hard. Take me a long time. And so maybe it's easy to make a video. So we're trying to be flexible with those things. And then we have some integration exercises. There are health kit exercises. What those do is they help us make the material usable, like real life based. What does this really mean to me? And so that's the stuff that I do in those health kit, the practical kind of type stuff. And we always finish up with a wrap up the week. So what do we learn? Congratulations, some further learning resources if you want to go deeper. And then also we have a Q&A. No, not a Q&A, a questions and tips. So if something didn't make sense to you, you can write it in it's a Padlet format, like sticky note looking thing. You can put it in a Padlet, and somebody who reads it, or me, I read those, you answer the question and illuminate, hopefully make it a little more clear. Or also you can say, oh, I had a great aha moment. I was really figured that one out, and that made sense to me because of this or that. You can write that there too, which is great, because I'm only one person trying to teach you stuff. And we have all of you students and all of you peers that can help explain things as well. In a classroom, that happens naturally, but not in a classroom online. That is a little bit more difficult to come by. So that's one format where we do that in. All right, so that's pretty much covering most things, except we have first few weeks, we don't have too many of those, but afterwards we have them all the time. These are coloring and labeling exercises, and these are sheets of papers. You can actually do it online as well, but I want you to be as involved as possible with naming the different parts of the body. Anatomy is about naming body parts. And so we have a lot of exercises where we do naming, labeling, and then some writing sometimes, and also coloring, because coloring has been shown to be very helpful in the process of massaging stuff into the head over here, into the noggin, which is great because, you know, anatomy is also about the brain. So we're going to learn a little bit about studying things and things like that, how that works as well. All right, I think that's about all I have to say. Woo, let's see where we are here. Good, excellent. Well, I hope I see you on Monday, and hopefully some of you guys. I'm very excited about this course. It's going to be a wonderful semester. And with that, I'm going to sign off. Take care. Bye-bye.